Plaintiff Legina Damone says the defendant is her husband's sister. And after the defendant physically attacked her, she had Legina arrested. Legina suing for a bail bond and attorney fees because she feels the defendant had her falsely arrested. Defendant Kendall Portier says on the day of the incident, Legina attacked her. Kendall claims not only did Legina cut her face, but she also punched her in the stomach, despite the fact that she was pregnant. Kendall's countersuing for the assault.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated.
Start with you.
Judge, I met Kendall back in 2012 when my husband and I moved our family from St. Louis to Marion, Arkansas. She lived down the street from the apartment that we moved into. I would say about 6 or 7 months after moving there, my husband and her had got into an argument because my husband wouldn't watch her daughter. It was late at night, my kids were sleeping, and she wanted him to watch her daughter. Kendall had ended up calling me out to fight her, and I had nothing to do with that.
Regarding that? Okay. You give me some background on the case.
Okay, so there has always been some resentment towards me from my brother because my mom raised me and my grandmother raised him. So there was always like a back and forth between me and my brother. But I never really liked Miss Clark, and she never liked me because she was always rude.
She did like you?
That's not true.
She did like you?
No, that's
Well,
not
that's
true
all
about
she
the
said,
resentment.
and you interrupted and said it's not true. Come on. She said, I never really liked her. And you said, that's not true. It is true. She don't like you. What's she talking about? She never really, it's not true. The woman said she don't like you. She don't like you. Go ahead. Why don't you like her? Why didn't you like her?
She was always rude. She kept up a lot of drama and mess. And then she got smart with my mother one day while my mother was still alive. And my mother asked me to let it go so that she could stay in her grandchildren's life. And so I just never liked her as a person. She never liked me.
This incident sounds like it was your first incident, or you all had this confrontation 6 months after. Describe what she just said. Did any of that happen?
I have diabetes. I fell out.
Pardon me?
My brother, I have diabetes. I fell out. I asked my brother to get my baby so I could go to the emergency room, but I came back conscious. He said no. My grandmother stays 2 doors down from me. My grandmother got her. She was at work.
Okay.
Exactly.
Good enough. Let's get to what you're suing for. The bail bond and attorney fee. How does she owe you?
July 6th of 16, I went down to their apartment
For what?
for her boyfriend. My husband and him hung out every day since 2012.
So you went down there to do what?
So I knocked on the door to buy a blunt from him. She answered the door. She slammed the door in my face. I knocked on the door. She didn't answer, so I pounded on the door.
Why? She didn't want you there.
So when she...
Why did you pound on her door? The woman didn't want you there. She doesn't like you, and she slammed her door in your face.
Because
so why are you still like knocking?
Because I wasn't there for her. She actually cheated on...
But it's her place.
It's not. It wasn't her place. She actually cheated on her boyfriend.
Who was she living? Who was living there? Hold on. Were you living there?
Yes.
No,
Was she living
not.
there?
No, she was not.
Where was she
Judge.
living?
She moved out.
Where was she living?
In the dog houses on the other
Dog
side of
houses.
town.
Got it. All right. Go
On the
ahead with
other
your drama. Come on, St. Louis. Come on, St. Louis.
On
Come
the
on.
other side of town.
Come on with it.
She
What?
actually moved on the other side
St.
of
Louis
town.
is a little Detroit. You know that.
No, I didn't.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
It's
Tough
not.
town.
It's not. She actually moved out and left her boyfriend.
Tell me about what happened with this incident. You
Okay.
banged on her door
Yes,
after
sir.
she closed it in your face. You insisted on banging, and then what happened?
She opened the door and asked me, was I mad? I said, yes, I'm mad. And I pointed at her and I pointed at her boyfriend and told them that I didn't want them back to my house.
All right. Now was it?
No, her boyfriend jumped in the middle of us, and when he stood in the middle of us, she swung at me. So I swung back at her, and he swung at me, and I swung at her. She started swinging from behind him. He's in between us the whole time. She's swinging, and he's pushing me like this.
Oh, that's a lie.
So I grabbed her by her hair and told them to back up, and I wasn't gonna let her go. When everybody backed up, I walked off to go home.
Okay.
Then he started yelling, go get my husband because he was being messy at work. So then I went home and I texted my husband's manager. I said, have Morgan call me, it's urgent. He called me and I asked him what was going on. They said, you know, whatever. She pulled up in my driveway and was sitting there. My husband told me to call the police. I called the police and told the police what happened. And as I'm talking to an officer, another car pulled up. They gave us citations a couple days later. And
Did you go to jail?
yes, I was arrested.
That day?
When we went to court.
Let me hear your side.
I told her she wasn't welcome back my house. So I closed the door. She knocked again. I opened it again. I said, go home. She started banging and kicking on my door. I opened the door. I said, why don't you just go home?
That's
she
not
said,
true.
"B, come outside." I said, I'm 7 months pregnant. She did lacerated my face with something.
She what?
She cut my face with something. I have the pictures here.
When you opened the door?
She did cut my face with something. At that point, we were on the porch. She had me by my hair. She was repeatedly punching me in my stomach.
That is a
In
lie.
your stomach?
That
Were
is
you
a
pregnant?
lie.
Be quiet,
I was 7
man. Be
months
quiet.
pregnant. I was 7 months pregnant. My boyfriend got between us and broke us up. It wasn't over. Got on
Let's see
Facebook bragging about beating me up.
What happened with the police?
The police, I told the police what happened. She told the police what happened. I actually have her statement from that night and the day after when her story changed, Your Honor.
Her story.
Hold on.
The first statement, she said that
I'm not asking you that. What happened with all the police proceedings after
police-
reports were filed?
they gave us a citation
Okay, each of you had citations.
Yes, sir.
Both of you.
to appear in court.
Show me. You have yours?
They
I
took
never.
it.
What?
They took it.
She said she doesn't have a citation.
I never got a
So,
citation.
okay,
My
so she doesn't
citation.
have one and you can't prove it. You can't even prove you had your own. Tell me what happened with the case. Why
Okay.
were you arrested in court?
They arrested me for third-degree battery with a deadly weapon.
What did they charge her with?
Nothing.
Right, so they believed you did it.
Because
Now, what
I-
is it you want to show me?
All
They
my-
believed it because they saw these marks on her, ma'am, and they got testimony. They believed her.
All
You
of-
told them the same thing you just told me, that you would go and bang on the woman's door, and she told you to get out of here, and you just kept banging, call outside, and sliced her face. All that is evident.
All of
What
my-
happened with the case, ma'am?
It
I have
was no
hospital
Did you
process.
go and prosecute?
I went to the hospital. I almost lost my child. I had bleeding. I have hospital records while I was on bed rest. And then
Let me see
another
it.
statement where she changed
But
that
you handed me
again.
something that says, them hands, though, Scary B felt that pressure. Ha. I mean, don't swing if you're not ready.
Exactly.
Got me acting a fool out here in the ark. They felt them paws, though. That means you're bragging on Facebook about jumping on her.
She
That's
was
what you were
also-
doing. Your claim is dismissed. Yours is granted. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Plaintiff Devon Miller says he was adopted when he was 10 because his mother, the defendant, was addicted to cocaine. Years later, Devon moved back in with his mother, but she was still using, and as a result, he became addicted to heroin. Devon suing his mother for a loan. Defendant Tracy Miller admits that she was addicted to drugs throughout Devon's childhood, and she lost custody of Devon and his brother. Tracy regrets she was not a better mother to Devon and desperately wants to apologize to him today.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated.
Start with you.
All right. There's a saying that you truly don't know a person until you've walked 1,000 miles in their shoes, and I believe that
A
more now.
person?
Yeah.
How about your mama?
Yeah, you're right. You truly
How do
don't
you know
understand.
her?
Yeah. Well, I never truly understood what she was going
You
through.
know her when she started changing them diapers. That's how you really. That's how you really know that person. Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, when I was 10 years old, I was adopted because my mother had an addiction to cocaine and
Adopted,
overdose.
not placed in foster care.
No, sir. My
legally adopted.
Yes, Your Honor. My
Okay.
aunt adopted us, me and my younger brother, actually. Throughout my childhood, we never really had a great relationship. We were very distant. I moved far away. I never really got the chance to truly have a relationship with her. When I was about 17 years old, after I was adopted, I had actually got the opportunity to move back in with her through my choice, and I chose to make that option to move back in. And honestly, Your Honor, I believe it was probably one of the worst decisions I've made. I was.
Why, was she still on drugs?
Yes, Your Honor. And shortly after that...
Tell me how things went.
Well, things were fine at first. I mean, we started to build a relationship. We were still very distant from each other, and that's why I had found out she was using drugs. And as it doesn't justify
This
it.
is from everybody when she went and made that run every night.
Yeah, it never really.
Well, when
it
she
didn't
get on the
justify it.
binge, she wouldn't come home for 2-3 days.
Yes, things started to piece together, and I unfortunately, 2 years after I moved in with her, I fell victim to a heroin addiction myself. I thought maybe it would bond us together. We would have something.
I'm sorry, sir. I'm sorry, sir.
I haven't heard that one.
So you never heard that
Oh, I
one?
never heard that one.
I think I might have one time, seriously. I think I might have heard that before.
Okay.
All right. What was you thinking? Tell us.
It actually had the opposite effect on our relationship. It became a relationship fueled by drugs and only in how to figure it out, how to get that. And I believe it actually hurt us more in the end. And I still to this day, I truly wish that.
Do you know of her having gone into recovery yet?
Yes, sir. She has been into recovery, Your Honor.
All right, let me hear from you.
First off, Your Honor, I'd like to make a public apology to my son, Devin, to you and your brother for your childhood, of what I put you through my addictions, and from the bottom of my heart, I'm truly sorry, and I love you.
We appreciate that, and that's the first sign of recovery, and the continuous sign is that you feel remorse. And I hope with regard to this loan, it has something to do with repairing the damage that has been done as a result of your addiction. I was at an event speaking for some ex-offenders, and there was one that just got out of prison. He was recovering on crack. And some of them have different opinions about me calling people crackheads, because he said it from the podium. And I don't know about calling the people in recovery community crackheads. So when I got up there, I said, no, I don't call you a crackhead if you're off of it. But if you're lying and you're still smoking crack, or you got crackish ways, which is you don't feel sorry for what you've done to people, you don't apologize, you don't try to make good, then you're still a crackhead. When you come in and you say, I really am remorseful about the things I did to people, because a lot of people were damaged and affected by my addiction, and I shouldn't have done it, you're a recovering addict. And so that's why I give you that applause, and that's why you have that title as recovering.
Thank you.
So what was it like, however, your relationship with him when he was growing up?
Well, back when he was a child, I am a recovering addict. I was addicted to opiates and cocaine. Due to that, I lost my children to my sister, and she took care of them. I then got myself clean. Our relationship was strained. I didn't have contact with him or anything, because at that time, your mind's not right. You're just not right. Your heart's in it, but your head's not, due to addiction. I had gotten myself clean. After being clean for 9 years, I met someone, a man, and he was an addict, and I relapsed. And after that, for about 3 years, I was doing, I finally woke up one morning and was done with that lifestyle. I wanted my children. I wanted a relationship with my grandkids. So I left him and I got myself clean. I have now been clean for almost 4 years. Trying to compose myself, sorry. I have now been clean for 4 years. I'm getting my life together. And due to this, I want a relationship with my sons and my grandkids.
Let's get to the loan, because obviously there's some type of relationship. You owe him money and he loaned you money. Go ahead.
All right. In 2014 of August, Your Honor, my mother approached me and said that she needed money for bills. She had convinced me into getting a title loan on one of my vehicles. She had swore up and down that she would pay it right back, that everything would be fine, that I wouldn't have no troubles with the situation, that it would be solved before it ever got the chance to escalate and become an issue. I, of course, agreed. I still had a lot of trust for my mother. I longed for her attention and I longed for her love. So I felt that maybe if I did something like this, that maybe it could further advance our relationship and we could start to build some kind of relationship.
So what happened when it came time to pay?
All right, so what had happened is I had got contacted from the title loan company and stated that the loan has not been paid back.
When?
They contacted me in 2016,
Okay.
Your Honor, when they put it on my credit report. They said the balance has almost doubled. You are in immediate collections. And,
What did she say when you asked her about it?
I contacted her and said, hey, you told me that this would not be an issue, that you would fix this immediately, and that I would never be dealing with this situation ever again.
Did she say she was going to pay you?
She told me, and she swore up and down.
When
Your
was
Honor.
that?
She told me the loan was in August.
When did she say she was going to pay you last?
The last time she said she paid me was, I would say, 2017.
And hasn't given you anything?
No.
All right.
No.
Ma'am, what do you say to this?
I agree with what he says. At the time, I needed the money. I had relapsed. That was due for bills. But in my heart, I knew it needed to be paid. But when I was an addict, my mind was saying something totally different. I had every intentions on paying it back. And then...
You still have the intention?
I do have the intentions
All right, judgment
now.
for the plaintiff. Good. Have a good day.
Thank you, Ron.
I love you, Tony. I love you, big guy.
I apologize, honey,
I'm
for everything I put you and your son through, or everything I put you and your brother through. And I want a relationship with you and my grandkids.
And I am so happy to tell you that I accept every bit of apology.
Come here.
I love you, honey. You're my big guy.
Plaintiff Janiqua Smith says the defendant is her younger sister, and they grew up watching their mother struggle with alcoholism. Janiqua claims she is now distant from her family because they all look down on her, and she's suing her sister for the balance due on a loan. Defendant Felicia Smith says Janiqua thinks she's better than the rest of their family, and even though their mother has been sober for 3 years, Janiqua still won't let her see her daughter. Felicia's countersuing her sister for harassment.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated.
Start with you.
All right. Felicia is one of my younger sisters. We grew up watching my mom struggle with alcohol abuse. Fast forward till now, I'm distant with my family because I feel like an outsider.
Why are you distant?
Because every time I come around, I feel like everybody's either looking down on me, or I've even heard that I'm bougie here and there. But so I just stay away from them. My relationship.
How many people are you referring to?
My mom, my sisters, my aunts, my cousins here and there.
What could they be looking down on you about? You haven't heard exactly what it is they talk about you, say
Well,
about
I wouldn't say look down on me. I just know they're judging me. They say I feel like I'm better than everybody ever since I got with my boyfriend. So I just stay away because I used
He
to.
made you better?
Yeah.
All right, so why don't you just tell him? Yeah, he made me better. He made me a better person.
I just feel like in a way nobody wants to see you doing better. So.
Your mother? Okay. None of your family members you just mentioned, you don't believe they want to see you doing better?
They will say they do, but when you start doing better, then it's, oh, she thinks she's better than everybody.
That happens. But it just is what it is. A lot of family members, and I'm a true believer that all family members talk about each other at some point in time. Who knows when your day is and who knows when her day is. I got news for you. Both y'all getting talked about by your family. I'm getting talked about by my family, much as I try and help. My wife talk about me too, I'm sure. I walked in on her on the phone. It's no good. He won't do nothing around here. He think because he on TV, he don't have to do nothing. Oh, but I got news for him. Caught my wife saying that.
Right.
I still go home. All right? I don't want that to happen. That's all. I always try to keep families together the best I can. And that's some insight I want to share with you all and other folks out there. Yeah, family members talk behind your back for whatever reason. They may be legitimate reason, but probably not. But that's just human nature for all people to talk about somebody. And typically people talk about the people they know best. And they know you best. Let me hear from you. Give me some background on
we're sisters. We're not close at all.
Why? Think because of the dysfunctional situation you all grew up with the alcohol abuse?
Yeah, and that made her, like, not as she said that she thinks, like, we think that she thinks she's better than us, just due to the point that she don't like to come around. She would say, like, she would talk about our family a lot. Like my mom, she's been sober for like 3 years. She's got over her drinking habit. And she don't give her credit for that. She don't let her watch her kids, barely bring her kids around. She didn't let my mom know when her baby was born. She didn't even let the family know when she had her daughter. So that's why our family's like kind of distant.
Any of that true?
That's not true.
None of it?
Nope.
Okay. Go ahead.
My daughter, when I had her, she was all natural. It was boom, boom, boom. Like, I didn't have time. But when I did get settled in and get to a room, I text everyone saying that she was there at 4 o'clock in the morning, even Felicia. And then that's when, like, a little later, Felicia told me my mom's phone was off and my sister's phone was off. So my other sister texted me, like, it's crazy. I got to find out through social media that your daughter was born. I didn't know their phone was off.
Did you get it at 4 a.m.?
I was the only one who knew. And
how did you get it?
Because she called me.
Well, then, makes sense. If she reached out to you, the reason she couldn't reach her others because their phones was off.
No, their house phone wasn't. My mom and sisters.
Who dials house phones anymore? I don't even remember my own house phone number. I have no clue what my house phone number is. Go ahead.
Before she gave birth, she's told my mom, I don't want you there. I don't want you to be around when my baby is born.
Did you say that?
I've never directly said I do not want my mom there.
You said indirectly, and if so, why?
No, I'm not directly. I did tell my mom I didn't want her in the room when I give birth. I didn't say I didn't want her to come see me at the hospital. I wanted to be just me and my boyfriend.
Correct.
Because with my other 2 children, everybody was there. I wanted to share that moment with just me and him.
Is that what she said? She said, I don't want you in the room?
She told her she didn't want her there, the hospital or the delivery room.
The whole hospital?
Yes.
I don't believe you. Go ahead. Tell me why you're suing her.
So on March 29th, she gave me a text message asking me, can she borrow $300 to pay her car note? And she would pay me $350. And I agreed. I cashed apped her $300. We had understanding, though, that she was going to give me the money back on April 2nd. April 1st comes, and she emails me asking me, can she pay me back on the 11th? For I don't even remember what reason, and I told her no because I need my money. My rent is due on Friday. And I've tried calling, texting, messenger, email. I've tried ever since that day. I haven't heard from her. And I want to say a couple weeks ago, I was just having a conversation with my mom, and she told me that she cashed at me $100 that I didn't know anything about because she was the only one that I would use the Cash App for. So I did check it. She did give me $100. I think it was the 25th of April. But since then, I haven't got anything.
The 2 good ladies who nobody likes, everybody talk about, but they come to her to borrow money.
Always. That's the only time I hear
You borrow money from the 2 good ladies that nobody likes?
It's not that we don't like her, and yes.
You borrow from her?
Yes.
Why do you think she loaned it to you? You said she didn't like y'all.
She only loans me things when she's gonna get interest to it. Like, that's the only reason. As you can see, she said she loaned me $300 to get $350 back.
Have you ever loaned her money before?
Always.
Has she not got interest?
Does she always loan you money?
No, I wouldn't say always, but if she does, she has came through a few times. Don't get me wrong, we are sisters. We have had good times.
No, that's not what you've been saying. You say, we don't get along. That's the first thing out your mouth. Then you went on to describe how she resents your mother, you, the family, so much so she won't even let you in the hospital. But she'll let you get that money. Go ahead, ma'am. Tell me about the loan. Have you paid her, and if not, why?
Well, I tried to pay her.
Why, and what happened?
Okay, so I was trying to reach her, and before all this, she made like Facebook posts and she blocked me.
When you tried to reach her and you couldn't reach her, then what did you do?
Then she had contacted my mom saying that she was gonna. Well, I guess she came to be in my house.
What is the deal? You haven't paid her because you haven't seen her? You couldn't reach her?
She started harassing me. That's why. Okay.
How does she harass you?
She came to my house. She was beating on my door when I wasn't there, threatening that my life is going to cost way more than this. Like, she's going to damage my car, my house.
Did you do this? You threaten her?
I did not. I said things are going to get expensive, and I meant when I was talking about court. I did go to her house.
Correct. That's what happens. You go to court, it is expensive. Yeah. You're right. One way or the other, win or lose. Go ahead.
I did go to her house, and I was beating on the door, blowing the horn. I knew for a fact she was there because my mom told me she was there. She had just left my aunts. I didn't get a response or anything like that. So after I left there, I did text her. When I called her, I wasn't blocked. When I called, I've been blocked all this time. I called and I left a voicemail, and I did say things are going to start to get expensive. But then I went home. My mom talked some sense into me, asked me just calm down, just let me talk to her. And
was that only incident?
No. Like, for instance, she texted my child's father, trying to ruin my life and try to tell me. She said a lot to him about my other child's father.
You think that was related to the loan?
Yeah, like, I have the messages, like, she...
Read it.
There's a lot of cursing from her.
Let me see it. It's relating to the loan?
Yes.
Just sat there and lied to my mom talking about he was asleep. When I went to your house, blew the horn and banged on the door, I hear his talking. Then you're tough where you was at work, but the whole time you're at home. Were you all there?
No, neither one.
Yes. How do you know it happened?
I wasn't there.
I know. So how do you know it? What happened?
Because after she sent the message, she actually did come to my house.
She did what?
She actually did come to my house, beating on the door and stuff.
No, I'm talking about the time that she came beating on your house twice?
Yeah, and beeping and horn and stuff. She was
okay. All right, and which one are you suing for? Both?
Just one.
All right, so which one is that? The one you were there for?
Yes.
Why didn't you come out and answer the door?
I was in the tub.
No one else was there?
No, it's just me and my kids, and their babies are too small.
Okay, the man wasn't there?
No, he really wasn't there.
You say
he was there. My mom said that the only reason why I knew she was there because my mom said she was there.
You have evidence of the second banging on the door? Did you go to the house twice, banging on the door?
I think I went twice, yeah.
Banging on the door?
No, I knocked on the door.
Did you call first?
She has me blocked.
Okay. You have her blocked?
No.
I don't believe you. I believe you're using this harassment claim to get out of the expense that you legitimately owe her. All right, judgment for the plaintiff. Your claim is dismissed. Have a good day.
Yeah, I'm fine. I wish her the best. She just don't talk to me.
Not sisters, as far as I see it.
Plaintiff Madison Dover says she and her brother, the defendant, grew up in a stable household, and their parents taught them well. However, the defendant wants to be a thug, and he's in and out of jail. She's suing for unreturned property and loans. Defendant Marcellus Hunter says Madison has some nerve talking about him, considering she's constantly on social media in her bra and underwear, acting like she's in a gang. Marcellus claims Madison is suing him for more than he owes.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated.
Start with you.
Me and Marcellus, we grew up, on Detroit's west side. We had a very stable...
Where at on the west side?
Lovett and McGraw.
Okay.
We had a very stable, household. We were never in the streets. Always had a roof over our head.
Where'd you all attend school?
Malcolm X Academy.
Go ahead.
Our parents always taught us right from wrong. Like I said, very stable household. But Marcellus, on the other hand, he just wanted the complete opposite. He wanted to be a thug. He wanted to be in the streets, constantly getting in trouble in high school. Was once suspended for bringing a knife into the school. Most recently, he was shot coming out of a hookah bar, and within 2 weeks later, he's at the same hookah bar, not even off crutches yet. He just wants this thuggish, like he's just a thug, like he
wants to portray that.
Yeah.
And what happens a lot of times is kids who grow up even in two-parent households. If you're in an environment that's tough, which is the case in you all's area, that's a tough environment, tough neighborhood. What happened is a lot of factory workers who worked there bought homes in that area. They were nice when they first purchased them because these were black folks who came from the South and moved up north to work in the factories, got nice homes. Then when the factories left, those communities went down because people started losing their jobs. And when the community goes down, the crime comes in, the education and the jobs go out. And so that is what happened. And so even though you're in a two-parent household, there's a lot going on outside. And sometimes you have to try and be that way to avoid being preyed on. You were a predator or you were prey. And guys who looked my complexion in the housing projects, they were typically regarded as prey. And so I had to switch that scenario immediately. I had to become the predator. Right. Now, he looks like they might have come after him over there in McGraw. And what, McGraw and what again?
Love it.
Yeah, McGraw and Love It is a tough neighborhood. If I'm not a predator or if I don't join up, then I'm going to be prey. And so that's, I don't know if that was your deal, but you give me some background on yourself, sir.
All right, Your Honor. I graduated high school. I was in a home. My mother.
What high school?
Harper Woods High. That was in Harper Woods, Michigan. Middle schools, I went to Sampson Elementary, Malcolm X Academy. Like she said, we all went there. I stayed with my grandmother and my mom, like all my life. Really didn't get in touch with my father until I got older.
Where'd you grow up?
Southwest Detroit.
McGraw and, as she's saying?
Yeah, Southwest. And it was never me being a thug type of guy because I was scared of my grandmother more than I was scared of my mother.
How often did you get in trouble?
I didn't start getting in trouble until I was in high school, and that was only for fights.
Okay, and how often was that? How often were you fighting?
Out of my high school year, I probably got suspended 3 times.
How? Why?
Fight.
Who was the aggressor? They were preying on you or you were preying on them? Remember I just said
it was just...
Yeah, it's one way or the other. Either they looked at you as a mark and they came at you.
Looked at me as a mark.
Okay, he's the mark. He wanted to be in the game. He wanted to play this, but he's not. So, okay, we gonna see how tough you really are. That's what was happening to you. What next trouble did you get into and how long after?
No much trouble.
She said something about a shooting. What did you say?
He was
shot. That wasn't trouble for you? That was all right?
I was wrong place, wrong time type of thing. It wasn't my situation that I got shot. I was just leaving the club.
Okay. All right, you just caught a stray bullet?
Caught a stray bullet.
Okay, and you say any other troubles he's had?
Marcellus is constantly in and out of jail.
Tell me what?
Like he was recently in jail because of, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, his
this man ain't done it. You're making it up. Why can't you tell me what the man is doing? He said he's not doing anything. You've been insisting he's a thug. I asked you for some specific incidents. You go to start stuttering on me. Let's get to the
one more thing, Your Honor.
Pardon?
I said one more thing, Your Honor. Madison, like you said, we grew up on Loving and McGraw. If you go on Instagram right now, her bio say Joy Road native. She never stepped on Joy Road a day in her life.
Why'd she say that? Joy Road's supposed to be tough.
Joy Road. T Grizzly came out, started rapping. She wanted.
You know, that's the street I grew up on. Right?
Hey, she wanted to be.
I grew up on Joy Road.
Yeah, she be on Instagram, bra and panties, shaking her behind. I had screenshots of her. Like, a big brother, I don't want to see that.
Yeah, what do you have? He's about to show me some stuff showing that you out here fronting like you're a street girl. and here you come from a good family. What do you have on him as physical evidence? Because he has these pictures, like he said, y'all swear I'm a catfish, like I'm a real person. What is this supposed to
And, Your Honor, that picture right there is a gang-related picture right there.
How?
What it say, dropping fives, meaning when you in Detroit, when you say somebody say I'm dropping fives, that mean they disrespecting Bloods, and they say they popping fours. And that's the problem I had with her. Like, you pin this on Instagram, some real Bloods or Crips will see that.
Correct. They don't like to be disrespected in that way. Let's get beyond that and get to this property.
Okay. So
tell me what happened. Y'all all wannabes. Go ahead.
So in December, late December, I purchased a PS4 off of FlexShopper.com FlexShopper.com is a website where you can purchase things based off how good your credit is.
What was the agreement with the two of you?
That I would loan him the game for 2 weeks. He was supposed to return it to me on January 27th, and he never did.
What was the last thing he said?
He showed me the picture of a pawn ticket where he pawned it, and he said that if you give me $20, I'll go get your game out for you. So when I sent him the $20, I called the number that was on a pawn ticket, and they told me that a payment would still have to be made in order to keep it and not lose the item. So the money I sent him, he didn't put it toward the game to get my game out. I don't know what he did with it.
Sir, you tell me.
So basically, Your Honor, Madison had brought a TV and a video game. So she didn't play the video game. So I'm like, you don't play the video game, you know, let big bro get the game. She said, what you gonna give me? I'm like, I got a pair of Dre Beats for you. She like, all right. I have the text message proving that I exchanged the beats for the video game. So the pictures that you see up there at first, I had told my mom, because, you know, I let it slide a couple times. So it got so outrageous, I told my mom on her, and that's when she got mad and asked for the game back.
Ma'am, what do you say to this?
Your Honor, I have text messages stating between me and him that he was supposed to give me the game back within 2 weeks. He got mad at me because I asked for my game back, and that's when he started to tell my mother about my Instagram page. But I do have the text message stating that he was supposed to give me.
Sir, she said she's going to give me something where you agreed to give it back to her. And the loan, what is that for?
The loan was money that I gave him during the time.
What did he say to the loan, sir?
She gave me $90. I do agree to that, but that was within, it was never no agreement that I had to give it back.
Okay. And, ma'am, have you given me something that said, I will pay you?
Yeah, it's right
Give me
here.
that. And, sir, are you telling me you never told her this?
No, sir.
All right.
So it's actually both. Just
circle both.
You sure taking a long time to find those 4 words. This is your own stuff and you can't find it. Man, let's me pay you $60 a month. That's what you say. And you say, no, B. Why you call your brother a B? Have a good day. Judgment for the plaintiff. It's right here. You agreed to pay it. Have a good day.
Our relationship being affected any more than what it already was, so that's not going to affect it anymore.
It's going to be the same.